All right. Well, after looking at the tape, obviously, we were disappointed how we played. Got to give them a lot of credit. They played really well, and we faced some adversity, and obviously did have some positive. Had a positive report from our quarterback. So there was nothing. The X-rays and all that stuff came back good. So that was a positive. But we disappointed how we played. We got to bounce back and go to work this week on a really good UCLA team. Questions?
Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Doug? Todd, does that mean that Manny will be available this week?
I don't know. I don't know yet. The good thing is that it's not going to be for an extended period of time. We'll see. He's out of his boot and all that stuff. So we'll see. The good news is it wasn't anything significant.
Who's next? Doug? Just in the short term, what do you do with Dillon Sterling Cole? Because if Manny can't go, then that seems like that would push him up. Does he still run with the scout team, or do you start preparing him as a backup just in case?
Well, we've been preparing him. He obviously Brady's our 2 guy and he's our 3 guy. So we've been preparing him, as well as we have a plan for a 4th person. So we'll obviously, if depending on how quick Manny recovers, we'll get the guys ready that we need to get ready.
Todd, USC brought a lot more pressure and different types of pressure than they had shown earlier in the season. How difficult was that, and what were the in-game adjustments like?
Really going back, I went back and looked at the game. The first 3 series of the game, we did what we went into the game to do, and took the moved the ball and did some good things. Got down, should have scored a touchdown, and gave up a sack there, uncontested sack, that pushed us back, and we resulted in a field goal. Then they go for it on 4th down. We nail them, 3-yard loss. So basically a turnover on their own 37-yard line, and we come back and throw an interception. So that hurt. But then we get the ball back, and we were moving the football, doing the things that we needed to do, and really they're bringing pressure. We hit Jalen Harvey we're doing the things we needed to do. They did do some things they had not done. They defensively, they pressured and brought 0 blitz pressure most of the night. But going back and look at it, we should have just we didn't adjust very well, and the adjustment was to stay true to the plan and take what they give us, and we were doing that early. And I think when we got behind, I guess that that made us change a little bit there. But no, we didn't adjust very well. Obviously when you have a game like that on the road, we started off pretty well, felt pretty good about it, and felt good about where we were playing. Even when it was 17-6, felt good. The last 3 minutes of the half was, we're 14-6, and then it's 27-6, and then we give up a hitch route, and that's just poor tackling to make it 34, and then I think we got out of our deal. And obviously Manny got hurt, and that's difficult to deal with, because you don't rep 2 people, you rep them a little bit, but vast majority of the reps go to the starter. So we didn't play very well in all 3 phases. Even though I thought one of the things we did well, we covered the kicks well and did a good job with Adoree Jackson and keeping him in check. But penalties were a big factor too. We had 75 yards in penalties. We had 1 penalty on offense, and it was catastrophic. It was, we were going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the 44. Instead, we're punting out of our own end zone. They get it on the 37 and score the next series, or the next play. So I think it was 24 points off 5 penalties, and all of them were 15-yard penalties. You can't have that. And obviously, we turned the ball over 1 time. We did get, a turnover on downs. I was really, I like how we started. I mean, we started the game. We felt really good. But they did some things that they hadn't done. People are going to do that. And really, it wasn't for us to do anything that we didn't do. We should have probably, I liked what we did in the first few series. And we got to capitalize there. When you're on the road, man, you need to score touchdowns. And instead of it being, just getting 6 points, it should have been 14. But we just we gotta eliminate the penalties for one, the ones that we have control over. And I thought that was a big factor in the game. So obviously Manny going down was a big factor in the game. I was really proud of Brady and how once he got settled in, and he did a nice job in how he played in the fourth quarter. But the third quarter with Manny out, we got no points, and we gave up one long touchdown run and one hitch that goes to the house. That can't happen. So we didn't. It was disappointing. The mistakes that we made, but you got to learn from them. You got to pick it up. You got to move on. But that was kind of my overview of what after looking at the film.
UCLA's secondary coach is seen as one of the more experienced groups of the country, and what kind of challenges do you think they're going to pose?
Very good, very good. I like their corners. Their corners are very physical. Do a good job. They're a team that they're going to play a lot of man free, and they do a good job. Coach Bradley, I know, I've known him since when I was at Pitt, and does a really good job with their defense and has evolved their defense, and very strong up the middle, inside defensively, and like to get after you. Their secondary is a veteran group that does a good job covering.
Todd, you used 4 players at Bandit in that game. Is there a possibility we may see Kyle Williams or Robbie Robinson at corner with some of the secondary challenges that you have?
We'll see. In the game, we're just trying to get James is not healthy yet, and I appreciated him coming in and I thought he did a good job when he got in there. We're just missing tackles and being out. It's not because of lack of effort; it's just lack of technique, and then just struggling out there at the field corner position. We just can't miss tackles and things like that. So we just got to get better at what we're doing, we'll see how it goes this week with competing during the week, where we'll put the best guys on the field. That's what we do every week.
I want to ask you about Kyle Williams too, Ty. When a guy comes in who is used to playing offense, what's his biggest transition, or
It's hard. It's just like the same transition for a guy like Gump. I mean, he's never played corner in his life, and so we've had we've had injuries and things like that. Guys like Mo Chandler that we expected to play. Hopefully Mo will be able to, is starting to get healthy. That's been tough because it's just hard for a person that's not played that position. There's just so much to learn, and Kyle's doing a great job learning, and he's going to be a great player for us. It's just getting him ready where he can compete and be ready to play in a game.
Coach, if Brady White ends up starting on Saturday, can you just talk about your confidence and the team's confidence in him to come in?
Great confidence. I mean, Brady's a guy, and it's interesting. I've talked to him every week about it. I talked to him and Dillon and all those guys. I mean, you're one play from being in the game, and I do think that he was prepared when he got in the game. And it's tough in those games because each quarterback is different, so you want to adapt to what the strengths of each one of them are. But I thought he did a really nice job. He's a guy that watches a ton of film. He's very dependable, high character, very smart, and did a really good job. I got a lot of confidence in him.
Anyone else? How is UCLA different offensively this year with just the change in the coordinator?
They're very different. They're obviously Coach Mazzoni's offense was one that they spread the field, a lot of open sets. Their base formation is with 2 tight ends and 1 tight end set. It's very, very similar to USC. what we just faced. Fast, very, very fast outside receivers, a lot of speed in the inside receivers. So very, very similar. If I had to describe it, it'd be very similar to USC's offense, more of a pro-style offense. And what makes it work is their quarterback. They've got as good as there is probably that will play. He's really makes all the throws very, very efficient at throwing the ball intermediately as well as the deep ball. He's what makes their whole thing work, and it's very pro style. They want to be physical. They want to run the football, and they want to play action you. So and he throws the ball really well.
Anyone else?
Pac-12 teams went 6-0 at home this last weekend. How important is the
Hope that
home?
holds true this next week.
Yeah. How important is that, or what is the value of that? In what ways?
Yeah, I mean, you better play well at home. That's one thing that we've been able to do. We've always for 4.5 years played really, really well out here. And you have to win at home. You better win them all at home if you want to compete in this league. And then we got to play better on the road than what we've played. And that's the reality. I mean, you have to be able to go on the road and win. And so we haven't done very well the first 2 times out, but we can't worry about that. We got to go figure out a way to beat a very, very good UCLA team at home here. And need our fans, need them loud and proud for this one, because we want to really impact their offense coming in here and make it loud for them.
Anyone else?
Coach, your teams have had a history of bouncing back pretty well the next week after tough losses. What do you think it is about your teams throughout the years showing that heart?
I think it's not something you do that week. It's kind of a byproduct of what you do all the time, and that's not a given. You have to. It takes an enormous amount of heart and determination to do that. I really, I really wish we'd just stay where we're at and not have those deals, but. I just think it says a lot about our heart. Our guys have a lot of heart. Even I was very proud of the sideline. I was proud of we're even at the end of that game the other night. We're trying to take Salamo Fiso out, and no way he's coming out. And no matter what the score is, I mean, our guys have a lot of heart, and I think it's a byproduct of the relationships that we build with each other and the values that we have in our program. It's life, man. You get knocked on, you got to get back up, and we got to learn. That's one thing we talked about today, man. We got to learn. We've got to be humble, and we got to learn, and we've got to correct the mistakes, because there's so many things we can correct. There's obviously things that we need, to get better on, and there's some things from a personnel standpoint that we have to look at, but. I'm very proud of our team and how they respond to adversity on the field and off the field and everything they're doing. And so I think it's a byproduct of our culture that we have with our players here. And, that's something I'm proud of, and looking forward to our guys doing that this week.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.